Hi everyone, this is the Christian Girl Podcast, and I'm Moya Joe, your host. I know it's been a while I dropped by here, and one of the major things that happened was that I lost my dad in April. And if you ask me how April went, I really don't know how to answer that because, well, I don't know, but God has been faithful. And since June would have been his birth month, I decided to dedicate this episode to him like a tribute to him. Let me first talk about the relationship between my dad and I. You know, when you see those videos of mothers that complain on social media about how their daughters have taken away their husband, I'm that kind of daughter. I remember growing up the way my mom used to complain that it's like I'm like his second wife. And sometimes I used to have the fear, like once when I grew up, I used to have that fear that, hey, hope my daughter is not going to be doing this to my husband. And I used to imagine myself sitting my daughter down to say, whoa, I met my husband first, please don't snatch me. We were really really close. Like I remember, like growing up, I didn't know that I would go to a boarding school, but then they used to use it to joke, like to joke. They used to use it as a joke for me because I everywhere my dad goes like this, I'm going with him. So they'll be like, so if you go to a boarding school, how will you do? Like, how will you deal with this? With how will you do without your dad? And I used to jokingly tell them that I will go together now. But at the end of the day, I went when I was going to boarding school. I had to go alone. And another thing that I appreciate about him was the fact that he was so involved uh in his children's education, our education. I can remember when I wanted to enter the university. In fact, my mom had to ask that, wait, is it the father that is going to the university or is the daughter? Because I don't understand this. It was like the two of us were going, and I really miss him so much. He was the kind of person that I remember when I was in school, how my friend used to tease me like anytime I'm on a call with him, and I would just be laughing and laughing. And she'll be like, if someone sees you like this, someone will think that you're talking to your boyfriend, and they will not know that it's your dad that you're talking to. Oh god. I don't want today's episode. I promise it's not going to be a sad one. But I just talking about it, I just miss him so much. And most importantly, he made sure that he imbibed that Christian values in us, his children. Like he was like he loves telling stories. Actually, my relationship with him helped me with my relationship with God. Like it helped me to grow more intimate with God. I started understanding how, like I started, it made me to understand that Abba Father kind of relationship with God, like that Abba Father with God, that anytime, like there was a period that God was um, coming to visit me and giving me different encounters, and I was able to relate with God at the level of, oh, my daddy. Like anytime God, anytime I had those encounters, I always like, oh, my daddy. Like I could understand that daddy and daughter relationship, the way God wants us to have that relationship. And how I was able to achieve that was because of that awesome relationship I had with my earthly father. And let me tell you something, I've never said this before, but the first time I heard the audible voice of God, it was my dad's voice I first heard. And it was kind of funny that day because I was alone in the house. I was in Osun State that time, and I was alone. And it was far in the north. It was in Kaduna State then, and I was alone in the room. And then I heard his voice in that encounter, and it was like, "I'm coming to visit you." And I'm like, I was so confused that this man is in Kaduna, doesn't want to come and visit me, and I could hear his voice very clearly. And immediately I heard his voice, and now I just heard I just heard God's voice. Like, I just heard the voice that it was like someone was trying to crack, like, when you had like and I was like, what was that? It sounded, the first time I heard like the audible voice, it sounded like, when there's like a loudspeaker. I don't know how to explain it. Some of these things is better experienced. I don't know. And then but then what I'm trying to bring out from this was that, like, it was from his, like, I first heard his voice, but then I know what God was trying to pass across to me that time was just to make me understand him as a father. Like, God was teaching me some things and building my relationship with him and making me to grow with him and understand him as a father. And the only thing God told me in the audible voice, he told me several things, but he didn't tell me in audible voice. But then the only thing he told me was like, "I love you too." And I was like, wow. Like, it just made me to understand that love. Even though I don't know how to end this, but I would just like to encourage anyone out there that maybe desirous of this kind of relationship with God, that father, have a father kind of relationship with God, and maybe your earthly father has not really been there for you in that aspect, and you are struggling with your relationship with God. I pray that that you receive, that God visits you, and that he reveal himself to you as a father, and that you accept him. I pray that the Lord will give you that grace to accept his love, because it's one thing for God to show you for God to extend his love to you, and it's another thing for you to accept it. So I am praying for you now that you will have that grace, that capacity to accept his love as a father, and that he will surround you with his love and envelope you with his love. And then he will also bring across godly men that will exemplify this. And if your father is still alive and you still don't have this kind of relationship, I pray that the Lord will help you will give you wisdom to mend the bridges, and He will give you the wisdom to mend the bridges. And if yours is that you need to forgive your father, maybe your father has done something to you, find that place in your heart to forgive, and Lord will help you. And if you have enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to follow us on whatever platform you are listening to us from, on a podcast, and also follow us on Instagram. Also share, please. There's love in sharing. Gracias.